Hello, this is the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Thank you so much for tuning into this video in which we will look at finding the original amount. What exactly does that mean? Well, what we're going to do here is we're going to have a final amount after a percentage has been applied, and we're going to find the number we needed to start with. So this is the opposite of the lesson we did on percentage of a quantity. Here we have the answer and we sort of need to go back to the start. So how exactly do you do this? Well, it's very simple. All you do is take the final amount and you divide by the percentage. And as you already know, when we want to perform operations with percentages, we convert them to decimals or fractions. Let's look at the kind of question we do. So 22% of students at a school were born in South Africa. If 132 students were born in South Africa, how many students are there in total? See, what's happened here is we've started with some number of students at the whole school. We've taken 22% of that number, and we've ended up with 132 students born in South Africa. This is the end amount, the final amount after a percentage was taken. So in order to solve this, we know that we convert percentages into fractions or decimals. Either way, it doesn't matter. We also know that of means times. So when we took this original number, the number of students at the school, it was times by 22 over 100 to get an answer of 132. So we know how to solve equations. This is an equation because it has an equal sign. If I want to find what goes in this box, I just undo what has been done to the box. It's been times by 22 over 100. So to undo multiplication, we simply divide. So the answer will just be 132 divided by 22 over 100. Now, we probably don't want to go through this process every time. We probably want to do it as quickly as possible. So instead of writing out all this, note that we simply had the final amount divided by the percentage written as a fraction or a decimal. You can jump straight to that line of working in future. So if you put this on your calculator, you should get 600. So the reason that there are 600 students at the school, because if you take 22% of 600, you're left with 132. All right, let's look at another example. So I've completed 40% of my morning run after I've been running for 13 minutes and 20 seconds. I'm trying to find the total length of my run. So basically what's happened here is I've got some number, the length of my run. I've taken 40% of it and ended up with 13 minutes and 20 seconds. So I've got the final amount. So what I can do is just take that final amount, 13 minutes and 20 seconds, and I'm going to divide by 40%. Now 13 minutes and 20 seconds, you can't really put that in your calculator. So what we can do is just convert this into an easier way to work with. So 13 times 60 is 780 plus 20 is 800. 13 minutes and 20 seconds is 800 seconds. Because 13 minutes is 780 seconds, it's 13 times 60. So we're going to divide 800 seconds by 40%. 40% is 40 over 100. In my calculator, I can't really put units, so I'm just going to put 800 divided by 40 over 100. The answer my calculator spits out is 2,000. So my run is 2,000 seconds in total. If you want to know how many minutes that is, you can just divide by 60. So 2,000 divided by 60 is 33.3 recurring minutes. Of course, 1/3 is 0.3 recurring. 1/3 of a minute is 20 seconds. My total run is 33 minutes and 20 seconds. Why is that? Because that is 2,000 seconds. And if you take 40% of 2,000 seconds, you get 800 seconds, which is 13 minutes and 20 seconds. So this one was a bit harder just because of the units, but it still follows the exact same process. If we want to find the original amount after a percentage has been applied, we simply take the final amount and divide by the percentage when it's written as a fraction or a decimal. All right, thank you so much for tuning into this video. This has been the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Have a great day.